Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. The Japanese are going to save us, let me tell you that, guys. I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about the sexuality of any Japanese game developer? Has it been put out there in the gaming atmosphere? It's a nice little revolution we have going on here in the video game industry, a civil war if you will, between game developers, consulting agencies that want to come in and change the narrative of games and create new perspectives in their artistic direction, also known as changing your story because we don't like it. And between gamers, YouTubers, and journalists. They don't have this in other countries, and I just want to take a look at Japan because there's many things that when we talk about Japan and game development in Japan, we don't talk about it in the same context that we do here in America, because there's different sensitivities. It's a different culture. One of the things that we do as Americans, right, we go to other countries and expect them to abide by our perceptions, by our sensitivities, by our values, whatever those may be. And as Americans, we have tons of different ones, tons of different opinions, right? But you can't expect to go to another country and tell them what to do. When I go to another country, their politics is none of my business. I don't vote there, right? I don't care if I go to Taiwan, if I go to the Philippines, if I go anywhere else, if I go to China. I don't sit there and start preaching to people on how they should think politically, how they should think about race or what have you, right? They have different perceptions. I've been to places where I was the first Hispanic people had ever met, and their only point of reference to who I was is that I was the same as Narcos. Are they racist? No, they're not racist, but that's the only Hispanic they'd ever seen on Netflix, and they were dealing blow. So when you go to other countries, they have different perspectives, and you can see that in the Japanese market. There's different pressures there. Again, let me ask you, when's the last time that you ever thought about the sexuality of anybody working at Nintendo or anybody who developed any games for PlayStation in the Japanese market? I never have. You know why? Because it's none of my business. I don't care. I don't care if they're gay, straight, bi, if they like to put on, whatever they put on. I don't care. What I care about is, do they make a good game that offers escapism from my particular point of view, right? And is the game fun? Is it playable? That's it. Everything else is irrelevant. This is what a lot of these people miss. Why do you think there's so many Hispanics that love anime? Well, how come they're not watching Mexican cartoons or, South American cartoons or cartoons from Spain? Why do you think that is? Because they don't make them? No. Because they don't want to see more people that look like them after, a hard day's work or, a day of dealing with people in your life, and then you have to look at them in the screen, maybe sometimes. But let me tell you, if I've been, when I was a little kid, the last thing I wanted to do is look on the screen of my video game and look at somebody who looked like my cousin who just punched me in the mouth. I don't want to do that. I want escapism. I want to be a samurai. I want to be Chinese, Korean, whatever. I want to be Kung Fu. I want to be Bruce Lee. That isn't racist. That isn't lack of diversity. That is escapism. And this is the point that they're missing. You can't force an artist to change his narrative because it somehow affects you personally. Your feelings are somehow hurt if the guy portrayed on the screen looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? If he's too muscular, you know, if the Hispanic is too muscular, well, that's a stereotype. If you know, if the African American is too muscular, that's a stereotype. What are you talking about? We all want to look like that as little kids, especially men, right? Oh, that woman's body is unrealistic. Maybe to you. Maybe you haven't gotten out enough, but there's actual women that look like that. Thank God one of them is my wife. Right? She didn't get as lucky as I did, but but there are people who look, you know, certain ways. They're more pleasing to the eye, and it has nothing to do with this weird narrative that these fuckers have that say, oh, they just want to masturbate or just, no. It's like smelling bacon in the morning. It's just pleasant, right? It's like looking at a nice painting, right? There's a reason why the Mona Lisa is popular, because she's beautiful. Nobody ever said, hey, you know why we should change the Mona Lisa? Because, you know, all these people are jerking off to the Mona Lisa or to the statue of Venus. Freaking ridiculous. But the gaming market in Japan is different. They have different sensibilities, right? And it's a different culture. Again, nobody ever thinks about them in that context, about their sexuality, about their preferences, who they voted for, what party they belong to. Their private life is their private life, and it's none of my business. I don't care. Is the game good? That's what I want to know. Want to play this? Is it worth the $70 that you're asking for? At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Value for the dollar. Look at the two most popular games of this year. Helldivers and Palworld. Completely the opposite of what these brands are pushing. Microsoft is going all in. A lot of these companies are going all in to their detriment, because they're not listening to their customers. You're not broadening the base. What are you going to make Lara Croft Chinese? Is that going to make her better? How is that going to improve the game? If you make her Mexican, is that going to make it better? It doesn't. The gameplay is what makes it better, and it's just lazy. Make new characters. Write new characters. All this fake diversity. If you change it, you know, if you change Batman to being Mexican, that's not diversity. That's pandering. That's tokenism. Right? And we don't want Mexican Batman. We want El Santo. We want El Chapulín Colorado. Those are stories that are already made. But they're not going to spend the money on that, because it's fake. Fake diversity. The Japanese market doesn't have those pressures. The way they develop games is quite differently, right? They're under a lot of crunch pressure, that's for sure, right? They say, we want you to get this game done by this day. We don't care if you work 24, 72, you know, whatever. If you work 7 days a week, that's your goddamn problem. You get this game done. Period. But they're not telling you what to put in the game. They're expecting you to make a game that's of good quality, right? They're expecting you to make a game that will sell. What you put in the game is up to you. You do whatever the hell you want to do. They don't care. They want to make money. They put pressure on the artist to get it done, but they don't put pressure on the artist to change their narrative. Those always come from America and Europe, where their sensibilities in today's era are more important than an artistic freedom. And that really is the point. If you agree with forced diversity, remember that pendulum swings. In the 80s, we were fighting against the religious right for trying to censor games. They censored Mortal Kombat on the Nintendo, for example, because of those pressures. That's what we were fighting. The pendulum swings. And if you're one of these, militant diversity folk, let me tell you, you put those rules in place, when they don't work and you don't sell any games and the pendulum starts swinging the other way, watch what happens. Let the creators be creators. Let the artists be artists. Let the games be fun. I'm tired of the politics everywhere I go. I don't want to see politics in my video games. I have to look at politics on TV, in movies, even in commercials. Jesus Christ. Give me one place where I don't have to look or think about who the hell you're voting for, who the hell you love, what the hell your opinions are in international politics. I do not give a shit. I don't care. You're not that important. Don't try to interfere between the relationship of the artist, the creators, and the customer. If you do that, it's called censorship, plain and simple. And censorship is not freedom. Censorship will always be wrong. The price of freedom is that you're going to hear things that you don't like. And you have to be an adult and take the criticism, the good with the bad. Because in order for you to say whatever you want to say freely, you have to accept that somebody else is going to say something that you don't like, but he has just much as right to say it as you do. I may not like what you say, but I will defend every day the right for you to say it. That's something that these forced diversity folks will never say. All right, humans, that was a reflection. I really went off script, but hey, it's Monday, it's a morning, and I have a little bit of a voice. I thought I'd use it. If you want more, just go to my community page. I made a post there with a little bit more detail. Sounds a little bit better than this rant, but it is what it is. Thank you for joining me, guys. I will catch you on the next one. Take care.